Hello, everybody, and welcome to a historic edition of the famous video series, It Beats Me, I Build It. In this video series, it is very self-explanatory based on the title. I will dive into the best of one queues on MTG Arena, this time for the historic format, and if I lose to a deck, I must build that deck and play it in my next game. In this way, I will work my way through the entire format until I find the greatest deck in all of Historic. It's going to be a ton of fun. Before I dive in, I want to remind you that if you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to the channel for more content? Today's first deck is going to be Rakdos Arcanist. This is a deck that I have played periodically in Historic, but that has changed a good deal recently thanks to the addition of cards like Seasoned Pyromancer and stuff of that nature. Basically, it uses a lot of cheap and effective spells, especially discard spells like Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize, along with Dreadhorde Arcanist to basically flash those cards back by attacking with it, getting them back. It also has Unholy Heat, Spikefield Hazard, Flame Blessed Bolt, and Fatal Push as cheap removal. So you basically use all of these cheap spells and leverage those alongside Arcanist, and then you can also use things like your other 2-drops for card advantage, like Croxa, Magmatic Channeler, Rahilda. And then at the 3-drop slot, you've got some Graveyard Hate with Go Blank, some interaction and removal stuff with Culligan's Command of Bedevil. Seasoned Pyromancer is a great top-end card, and then a couple Planeswalkers up here, and then a little bit of extra Graveyard Hate there. Mana base is pretty straightforward. There is a sideboard, but we're going to be playing best of one, so that is not important. And let's dive in to see how good this deck can do in the queues. Welcome to our first game. I have an interesting hand. Any hand that has Dreadhorde Arcanist and a 1-drop spell is pretty nice. This one's a little bit harder to use, but I think it's still worth keeping. We've got turn 1 Spikefield Hazard tapped into turn 2 Turn of the Bugbear to play the Arcanist. I think we're going to still do that so we can guarantee playing Chandra on turn 4 with our 4 lands. Mono white maybe. Okay. Well, here we are going to want to kill this. And I think we're going to want to use Unholy Heat because Fatal Push can kill more stuff later on. And then we'll play the Den of the Bugbear. Next turn, we just because it comes in untapped. And the next turn we can play Arcanist plus Fatal Push. They could be playing an Aura's strategy. But the Arcanist is nice here. I've got a sorcery in my graveyard. Instant, could get a land in. Mono white, interesting. Okay, Bounding Gold. Maybe they're playing a weaker strategy. Maybe less interesting a match as a result. But we'll still just do our best to win. We're going to get up a swamp here. I guess maybe I'm supposed to save that to go with Fatal Push. I can just plus it to get the Dreadhorde Arcanist into play, which I like. So, off to a good start here. Maybe should have saved this Fabled Passage to kill a 4-drop. We'll see if it ends up mattering. No. Yeah, definitely can't activate that. No creatures in my graveyard yet. I could fire this up. That seems like a good play. And then Dreadhorde Arcanist can flash back the Unholy Heat. And you do want to be emptying your hand with this deck because the Seasoned Pyromancer makes it so that if you have an empty hand, you get to immediately like refill a little bit. And you have these activated abilities on lands, so pretty interesting. Oh my gosh, they have so many random removal spells. Luckily, we're going to be able to take over with our creature land here. I'm glad we were able to kill that core. I'm also glad we're not going to lose to this deck, because if we lost to it, we'd have to build it. And I don't know which cards I would include. I think we're going to win, though. The Den of the Bugbear is pretty good. Let's just see what they're up to. This card is useless, so we'll get rid of the All That Glitters. Thank you so much. Incoming. Thank you, Timber Trannel, for the subscription. I really do appreciate that. 8 months. That's a long time. Yeah, they probably don't have all the cards they need of Auto Toast. They are going to get to activate the Castle Ardenvale. Maybe I was supposed to hold this, but again, I have the Seasoned Pyromancer in my deck. If they activate the castle, I think I'm just going to Fatal Push the token. I am in bronze for Historic because I don't play as much Constructed, especially recently, but let's just take care of that now. I really like the It Beats Me, I Build It series because it makes every match interesting. There's always some worry that I'm going to lose, and that's and I have to like build my opponent's deck when I kind of like the deck I already have. Hey, Devnil. Okay, another creature land is perfect. Like the Hive wouldn't even do, the Abandoned Mire wouldn't even do much here because none of my creatures have died. So like I would have to hit something off of milling 3. Which could easily happen, but still. They're dead on board now. Got the win. Whew. Rakdos Arcanist gets the job done in the first game. I wonder if it would be exciting to keep track of which deck performed the best, like which one got the most wins in the video. Could be interesting. But yeah, we're just gonna jump right back into the queue. We don't have to bother building another deck because we already got one. This is so interesting. The new Playblade, as it is called. Ugh. If folks are wondering why I'm highlighting the Historic format with this episode, is it because Historic is the format for the Arena Open. And this will be a fun video for that because I'm going to play a few decks, hopefully get to show off some lists, and maybe people will see one they like, or they'll see one. I mean, I was going to say they'll see one that beats me that they like, but if it beats me, I build it, so they'll get to see me playing it as well. So hopefully we get to see some of the matchups, or at the very least, they'll get to see the Rakdos Arcanist matchup because I do like this deck. I think it's a very cool deck, a very fun deck. And we're going to keep this hand. Hopefully there's a creature matchup, but if it's not, we have this thing. Thoughtseize. My hand is pretty Thoughtseize proof. Okay, they're going to take that. They've got this. So they might be playing some sort of cat oven deck. Inert Steak. So black-green. Black-green tells me it might be food. Fatal Push pretty good against food. Graveyard Hate is pretty good against food, and I do have a couple of go blanks and stuff like that. Okay, they're probably going to take the Kolaghan's Command because they might have like an oven or something they want to protect. Gilded Goose. I will take care of that. We're both functioning on low resources here. But that's where my deck wants to be. Like, the Seasoned Pyromancer gets better when I have low resources a lot of the time. And my opponent's already at 13 life from playing 2 Thoughtseizes and getting Crocs at once. Wow. They're going to take the Seasoned Pyromancer now, I presume. Wow, they're at 11 already. they did 6 damage to themselves, realized that they couldn't beat my deck, and conceded. They were like, oh, this is not going to go well. Well, that's one way to win. Rakdos Arcanist. What a vibe. Maybe I should, to make it more exciting, I should have like some sort of thing where if I win X number of games in a row with a deck, it goes into like the Hall of Fame or something for It Beats Me, I Build It. Just to keep the series like somewhat interesting. Like I immediately just call it, I don't know. I haven't thought that far because I didn't think I would just crush everyone with the first deck I pick. I never think that, but somehow it happens. Okay, this is a pretty reasonable hand. It is a little bit awkward because I don't have the perfect mana to cast everything, but I'm on the draw. So if I draw a land in my opening hand, I can go like Inquisition into Arcanist, into stuff like that. But I still think it's worth keeping because I can just play this. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be playing against another Arcanist deck. They're running Luris of the Dream Den instead of playing things like Seasoned Pyromancer. Yep. Okay, so I did hit that land. So we are going to go HU Life, Inquisition. Claim the Firstborn, Innocent Blood. I kind of want to take the Innocent Blood, honestly. They also have Phyrexian Tower, and so with Claim the Firstborn is actually really good for their deck because I'm going to take Claim the Firstborn. I wouldn't have taken it if they didn't have the Phyrexian Tower to steal my guy and immediately sack it for a bunch of mana. Okay, this is going to be an interesting battle. I am going to Spikefield Hazard this, keep their graveyard low. No! I'm bad. Well, such is life. I clicked the wrong half of the card. Not the end of the world, but also not the best outcome there. It might actually be fine because I might rather just play Sorin. I just forget the way to click cards sometimes. It's fine. Just gonna play it like this. They're gonna get to innocent blood my guy away. Wrecked. It's basically like them playing a fatal push. I'm hoping they don't get to put lures into their hand this turn, and that I can get this Sorin down. Okay, this can be fine though. They don't have a second black source to cast lures right now, which is nice. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this first. Put that into our hand. We have Arcanist. With some pretty good cards. My main thought is that I would like to get my Arcanist into play, but they're probably going to kill it if I do. Using Innocent Blood or something. I also kind of just want to make them go empty-handed by playing this into Kolaghan's Command, killing Young Pyromancer. And then I can maybe bring this back. And then I'm pretty sure they're going to get back Innocent Blood. So I'm just going to attack now. Okay. This needs me to have 5 other cards, and I have this already. So if they kill my Sorin, then I have 5 cards. Or I can Flame Blast Bolt their Priest. Oh, they get to do that. That's smart. Nice play. Nicely done. Well, that's a really good draw. I'm going to just do that. Get an extra black source here. And then just play my 3 cards. Basically clear out their graveyard. Clear out that guy. And then I can bring back Croxa next turn. And have this thing to start sniping their other guys. Okay. I think we're in good shape now. Boom. Huh. Well, pretty interesting. I mean, this deck is looking pretty good. Has it won 3 games so far? I think I'm going to cap it at 5. If a deck wins 5 games in the video, I'm just going to give it a gold star and move to the next one. Or should it be 3, chat? I guess, well, one of those games didn't really count, I think, because our opponent just, like, it was pretty quick. I don't know. Since I'm just coming up with the rule, I'll see if chat wants me to just switch decks after I get 4. But I feel like 5, getting 5 wins is a lot of wins for a deck. And if a deck gets 5 wins in this, that means it could be a pretty strong deck in the meta, presumably. So you can do with that information what you will. Okay, we are going to get rid of their 2-drop. Because then we can play a Dreadhorde Arcanist. They will play their Bedevil on it, maybe. Yep. So this needs to land in a creature in the graveyard. Okay. Scarab God's a pretty good one to get rid of. I already can escape my Croxer next turn. I should have attacked, because if they block, I just finish off their NicolaiBolas, which is really good for me. Hmm. So my card types are creature, sorcery, land. I think I'm just going to zap Narset now. Finish off Narset. And then knock out their Bedevil. I'm going to keep my Seasoned Pyromancer on, obviously. And I think the most flexible card. I could have kept Unholy Heat, but I wasn't going to have Delirium as easily. So I figured Thoughtseize might be a little better. Ouch. So now this turn, I'm going to Inquisition them. Okay. And then bring back Croxo again. I could lose this one. I have to build Grixis Control. Well, that's really bad for me. I guess I could have done that at instant speed. Yep, they're going to attack me, and then they're going to transform it. And they get to get back their other Planeswalker or their Scarab God or whatever. I should have exiled the Frantic Inventory. That was bad. I was thinking of them being able to get back a Planeswalker. Getting rid of this is clearly just better. Yep, max punished. Instantly max punished. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I really botched it. That cost me the game, probably. Wow, they're going to go to 1. No! Oh, I'm so disappointed. If I had played that slightly better, I think I could have won this. They need to find their Ritual of Soot. Yep. Oh no, but they have to they're dead anyway because I still have my den. We got there! Let's go! Oh my gosh, this deck is too good. I thought I was going to lose to the Grixis deck, not going to lie. And then when I punted, I thought I was still going to lose. I guess it's funny because the It Beats Me, I Build It series is more exciting when I am not just dumpstering everybody, but it's also pretty funny to just cruise up the ladder with a deck. I'm only going to play 5 matches with this deck. Maybe I'll edit out some of the less exciting ones or something, because it kind of isn't really the point of the series to just smurf with one deck. I kind of like it when I have to experiment with other decks or get to try out different cards. But I do really like the Rakdos Arcanist deck. It just feels like very like you make a lot of you have a lot of decision points, like with your discard spells, what to use your removal on. Just a very clean feeling when you play. Okay, this is a interesting hand. We're against a Yorion deck. I generally like having like a discard spell or some sort of effect like that. And I have Awkward Man. I'm going to mulligan that. Here I will keep. You never really need multiple Croxas. So I'll get rid of one. Hand is not the best one I've ever had, but it's not the worst. Shocker, they got a Plains. Against the Yorion deck, sometimes they just are very creature light, so being able to ditch this Unholy Heat could be really nice. With my Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, Treacherous Blessing. Pyromancer is also really nice with Croxa, because it helps me fill my graveyard quickly. They probably have a counterspell. Oh, they do not. I'm just going to go full army in a can, I think. Get rid of both my removal spells. I'm going to go semi-army in a can and get rid of one of them. The Devil's still probably useful. They could have Planeswalkers easily. If I draw a land and I can get Chandra into play, that would be really nice. That's why I was a little bit hesitant to get rid of a land, but I didn't have a 4-drop at the time. Okay. But yeah, here's my chance to draw a land. Be the hero deck. Oh, wrong land. Looking for a discard spell here. Now I'm threatening Croxa or Chandra, but they don't know about the Chandra. I guess this card also gives me, like, Delirium, which is nice. They're going to make it 2-2, I guess. And then I'm going to bring back Croxer next turn. Esper Yorion looks like it's going to have my number before I can retire the Rakdos deck to the Hall of Fame. Doom Foretold, eh? Okay. Okay, I see why they... Yeah. Wow, they hit me with a good game. Get rid of a couple lands. An Unholy Heat. And I guess Fabled Passage. And I guess I just lose Delirium. It's okay. Wrath of God is gone. They must have another removal spell then. Ouch. Did not see that coming. Ah! Oh, they're just gonna... Well done, well done. They get to flicker this and zap me. If I had a discard spell, I could live, but I do not. Whew. Well, looks like I'm gonna be going to the drawing board. They can exile this. Deals 3 damage to any target, which includes me. If I had drawn a Thoughtseize there, I still would have been dead. So I guess I didn't really have many outs. Maybe go blank. Anyway, we're going to build up our opponent's deck and then take it into battle. I'll see you folks there. Okay, so we are on to the second deck of the competition. I'm really not sure how to build this one because it's a Yorion deck, so there's 80 cards in it, and we didn't see that many. We did see March of the Otherworldly Light, Oath of Kaya, Omen of the Sea, Omen of the Sun, Doom Foretold, Wandering Emperor. They discarded a Wrath of God, and we know they're playing Yorion. I don't think we saw anything else, but maybe they played a card that slipped past me. I'm not sure how to construct the mana base. I'm playing 4, 8, 10, 14, 16, 20, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 6, 38 lands. So almost half my deck is lands, but a lot of them have some utility, like the Iganja, the Ardenvale, and the Kanuma. I have like the castles, one of each castle. So hopefully I'm not going to flood out. Hopefully I keep having stuff to do. Basically play a bunch of enchantments, use Yorion with them. play Heartless Act for removal. I'm not sure if Heartless Act is the best removal spell. Maybe it's better as like a split with something else. But I'm going with Heartless Act for now. I guess there's Infernal Grasp, which costs you some life. But yeah, this is going to be the build that I go for. And if I see something that indicates I should play something else in the deck, maybe I'll include that as well. But for now, this is going to be the build, and I will see you folks in the games. Okie doke. We are here. We have won the die roll. Oh, hey, D-Stern. How's it going, Dustin? I'm going to leave with this. Did I figure out what you should be playing in Historic? You've been running Paradox and you're not winning? Yeah, I probably haven't. All I've played has been Rakdos Arcanist so far, and I won 4 games in bronze with it, so that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, they got rid of the Doom Foretold. We're just gonna play the Meletus card. Help us hit our land drops. I'm playing 4 planes because I really never want to be able to have to cast this and not hit a land with it, because that's just abysmal. Turn 3, I might just put Yorion in my hand. But they are Thoughtseize deck, which could be a little frustrating. Paradox. I don't play a lot of Constructed, but it's always fun to get a little practice in before an Arena Open. I'm not sure I can even play in the Arena Open, but hopefully my practice can help out other individuals that are training. Okay, so it's like a Mardu low to the ground value deck, maybe? I don't even know. Maybe I should just wait on putting Yorion in my hand and just like play Omen of the Sun. Or even just Omen of the Sea. Greasefang combo. Oh, you're right. Now that they're playing this, I'm coming to that conclusion as well. I did not see them put the Parhelion into the graveyard. So I need to find an answer to Greasefang, and quickly. Oh, man. Does this have Vigilance? It does have Vigilance. I'm looking for Heartless Act, which I don't have that many copies of. Okay, that can take care of the Parhelion. Greasefang combo seems like a cool deck. If they found their Greasefang here, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. This thing can sacrifice this. I'll get another Plains. And they can get that. Oh, okay, Seasoned Pyromancer, sure. So they don't have Greasefang yet. This card is not as good in this build of the deck because I don't have any creatures and I don't have that many Planeswalkers. So maybe I was supposed to do something else or put more Planeswalkers in the deck. Like I could have played some Narsets or something. Same with this. This isn't that good other than getting back my Yorion. I kind of want to use Wrath of God, but I kind of also just want to use this. Like, if they play Greasefang, I can survive. And then I can Wrath of God, and then Elspeth Conquers Death. Gosh, their deck does nothing. My deck is also not great. I'm going to adjust my deck after this game. I need to put some more Planeswalkers in. Yeah, that's the premise, Dustin. It's a video series I came up with called It Beats Me, I Build It. Pretty fun. Nice. What a perfect card to sacrifice to my own Doom Foretold. Why would they play their land before playing Fatal City? I do not understand. There's the Greasefang. We were ready for it, though, kind of. I guess it's kind of bad because they have two vehicles. So they can return... If they draw any creature, they can then create this thing. Or I guess they can just use Seasoned Pyromancer. Hmm. I take 14. And then I'm just dead. Interesting. Oh no, because they'll have to sacrifice something to Doom Foretold. Oh no, because it goes back to their hand. Yeah, so I'm fine. So I Wrath of... Okay, I Wrath of God. Play this. They have to sacrifice their Bank Buster. The worst part is now we have to play Greasefang. Don't give up on it yet. I feel like we can still win this. Hey, Charlie. I think I can still win. I didn't construct this deck that well. Elspeth Conquers Death is not looking very good here. They don't have anything to get back with the third part, which is one of the best parts of the card. Sure. So what would I rather get rid of? Probably an Omen of the Sun. Whew. Yeah, I should play a Narset or several Narsets in this deck. It'd be really good. Ooh, I like the sound of this one. That's huge. Oh, I think I'm going to win now. Well, Charlie, I crushed a bunch of people with Rakdos Arcanist, and then I lost to this deck, and then I built it myself, and now I'm about to win a narrow one over Greasefang, it looks like. Holy heck, they have 2 Parhelions in hand. This card's really good for this deck, it looks like. Why are they playing out their lands before they loot? Stop doing that, opponent. I need to get out of bronze. Ah! Got him. Now they're going to concede. Oh. Yes! Huge! Let's go. We're going to go back to the drawing board with this deck slightly and trim some cards now that we have slightly more experience. We need some cheap planeswalkers. And Narset is the perfect one for the job. I would say Little Teferi, but Little Teferi is like in a nerfed version in Historic / Banned. I'm not sure which one. I should just sort by creature type planeswalker, because maybe there's some other one that I haven't considered. Okay. This probably isn't good enough. I want at least 2, probably more. It's in a 4-mana version. This guy's much better if you have like counter spells and stuff. I'm trying to go creatureless. That's the goal. Yeah, I think Narset's the only one that I'm really that interested in. I do think Narset could be good, though. Helps me out in some maybe tough matchups. And then I can cut one of these. I'm not sure if Heartless Act is the best removal spell. But I think I'm going to run it like this now. Add 2 Narsets. Elspeth's Nightmare also seems really slow. Let's try it like this. Maybe I'm supposed to add more blue sources or something, but I'm not a professional deck builder. Vanishing Verse. That is a good call out, Pseudonym. I will add that after this game if I win. Over something. Which, I mean, it beats me, I build it. I win no matter what. Because either I get a cool new deck or I win. Vanishing Verse can't kill Greasefang. Man, March of the Otherworldly Light, so clutch that game. I like having 6 sweepers. I think that seems like a decent number. Ugh. The stretch is real. Oh, nice hand. I'm really not certain on which lands to play, because it's hard building mana bases for me. Okay. Red white, maybe Jeskai control. Or Naya runes. Or Naya blitz aggro. Hopefully we can find a light flickered. Oh no. I'm still gonna play this. It's not the best, but then next turn I can March of Otherworldly Light something, discarding the other March of Otherworldly Light and Heartless Act and have a 0/4, which I think will be good. We have a lot of spot removal, and we have our Yorion as a card advantage engine, so we've drawn a good part of our deck for this situation. We're going to gain back this 2 life here. No attacks, it's just really weird. I have no idea what's going on. I would like to put Yorion in my hand, but I'm not going to cast it for another turn or so anyway. So this will be okay. What do they have for 3 mana? That they is like a Convoke card? Yep. Sure. Okay. No. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. Jesus stuff. I think I'm just not gonna block. Actually, I am gonna block. And then dig for a sweeper, maybe. No! Block, take 5, go to 1. So I'm not dead on board. But I also can't really afford to play Yorion. Not quite my go-to shirt, Charlie, but I do like it a lot. Oh, good card, good card. Okay, well, we have a new deck to build. Naya tokens. So let's quickly think of all the cards we saw. March, Heroic Reinforcements, Atarka's Command, Gallia, and then a bunch of shock lands and some basics, and then Burning Tree Emissaries. Okay, sounds cool. We're dead on board here, but we have some stuff to work with. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. So actually 6 because we exiled this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and some of the lands. Let's build the deck and see how it does. Okay, so welcome to the deck tech for this section. I mean, we knew a lot of the cards going in. We knew this card, this card, this card, this card, this card, and this card, so not a lot to fill in. But still some significant additions. Legion's Landing as a 1-drop that fits the token theme. Legion Warboss as a 3-drop that fits the token theme. We'll take Brawler as another card to play off of Burning Tree Emissary. And then just the mana base. I'm playing 1 Boseiju. This could honestly probably be like a different card in terms of like the color requirements. I think red is the heaviest in the deck, so I have all of my duels work for red, and then this one is like green or red, but often gonna be green. So I think a pretty fair balance of colors, and yeah, hopefully it performs well, and I'll see you folks in the matches. I guess I can just click on the matches from here. But yeah, I wasn't sure which cards went into the deck. It's a bit of a unique deck. The reason I didn't play Pelt Collector Pseudonym is because Pelt Collector is a card that needs high power creatures to come into play. And the problem with this deck is, or not problem, but this deck doesn't play a lot of high powered creatures. Okay, let's get some wins. Hopefully we can get out of bronze here. Okay. Tough mana at the El Royale, so we mulligan. And I think we'll keep this. It's not great, though. It really isn't. Being on the play certainly helps, but there's still a lot of risk. Oh my gosh, they're playing like some sort of artifact deck. This card, less impressive when you don't have the other cheap plays to go with it. Oh no. Well, immediately punished. Okay. This is not going to go well for me, I don't think. This Steel Overseer is going to demolish me. Like they have 2 Ornithopters, makes it really awkward for my tokens. So next turn I'm going to spawn 2 tokens, use March, make 2, 3, 4, 5 more tokens, 6, 7 more tokens. And then hopefully heroic reinforcements can get me the win. Or they just attack out, and I get to... hopefully I draw a land this turn. Okay. Literal worst draw in my deck because I can't cast it. Oh, I also don't have a second white source, so I just lose. That's really sad. Wow. Well, it beats me I build it is a cruel world sometimes. Cruel world indeed. If I had had an extra plains or white source, I could have made 7 tokens, then played heroic reinforcements next turn. So if I had drawn like a white source this turn, I could have made 8 tokens this turn. And then they would have attacked. I would have been able to survive. This is 3, 6, 9. I would have been able to survive that attack. And then play heroic reinforcements, give all 7 plus all 7 of these guys and win. But that is the cruel world of it beats me, I build it. Let's see our opponent's deck. We know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their cards. Probably won't be hard to figure out the rest. And let's get to it. Okay, here is deck number 4. The cards we knew about were Thought Monitor, Steel Overseer, Ingenious Smith, Ornithopter, Esper Sentinel, and Ginger Brute. I don't think there were any others. And so the cards we added were Stonecoil Serpent, Hope of Girapur, a single copy, 1 Glass Casket, Tempered Steel, that's just a great artifact buff spell, and then Mirror Enforcer. And then we have lands like Treasure Vault, Linkmoth Nexus, and then a bunch of like dual lands, mostly white, to help us cast all these white cards early. But yeah, should be a cool one, and let's see how it does in the games. I definitely could be missing something. Someone said Portable Hole could be better. But I think Glass Casket, I think in the early turns, I'm generally going to be casting my creatures. And so Glass Casket, the fact that it can hit a 3-drop is pretty big, I think. Because I don't think I'm generally going to be trying to Portable Hole on turn 1, or Glass Casket on turn 1 anyway. If that makes sense. And I think this is going to be the final deck for the run, so we'll keep going until this one loses, and then call it a day. Okay. It's a reasonable opening hand. On the draw, it's a bit slow, but 2 Steel Overseers can do some work. We have a Tempered Steel, which is pretty fearsome in the deck. Buffs everything except Ingenious Smith. No 1-drop might mean that we're supposed to mulligan it. We could just draw a 1-drop, though. Oh, we're in so much trouble. Oh, we're in so much trouble. This is not going to go well for us. We can't outrace this thing, I don't think. Going to name white here. Play Steel Overseer. Oh, we're so dead. Well, it was good while it lasted. I'm not running untapped explode things. Well, this is going to be an unconventional game, we'll just say that much. Let's hope for the best here. Fingers crossed that they attack me. They probably have Collected Company, and if they flip into life gain, we're dead. Which it's likely they do because they have a lot of life gain in their deck. Yes! Their Collected Company was a complete and utter failure. That's what I like to see. Okay, so we'll get this down. Next turn, if we draw like an Ornithopter, we really go off. We get to play everything if we draw Ornithopter. Even just drawing a random 1-mana artifact could be good too. Okay, never mind. We're not going to get that. Okay, we did get lucky with them missing some stuff. Classic, play a 5-mana 4/4. Not really my dream scenario, but I did have to take some extreme measures to deal with this Voice of the Blessed. That card was not going to be pleasant. Oh no, this card is so good. Oh, yep, we're back to being dead. Singleton Glass Casket, not enough. Not enough at all. Oh no. Oh man. So dead. Well, sometimes you can't win them all. Our opponent's deck looks pretty cool. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards from our opponent's deck, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards from our opponent's deck. An angel. What angels are they going to be running? Nope. No last second aid there. Yep, we lose. Let's just build up what we think our opponent's deck is as a concluding thing. And then we'll wrap up this video. Oof. It's funny because our best deck of the day was our first deck, it looks like. I guess maybe we shouldn't build our opponent's deck because it sometimes takes a while to build them up, but I guess we can briefly summarize the decks we did play. Started off with a Rakdos Arcanist deck. We got 4 wins with that one. Then we got, I think, 3 wins with this one. No wins, no wins. So, or maybe we got 2 wins with the Orion one. But the decks got progressively stranger. We started with a deck that I had heard of and seen before, and then we kind of went down. This one I've seen a little bit, but it was a little more niche. Never seen this one before. This one's, I kind of recognize the cards, but... And then the last one was a green-white life gain deck. So pretty cool. Probably mostly just playing green for the Collected Company, I would imagine. And yeah, if you did enjoy this episode of It Beats Me, I Build It for Historic, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below to let me know which deck that I played was your favorite. And if you'd like to see this sort of video in the future, good luck in the Arena Open to everybody. I hope you do great if you are playing in that event. And yeah, if you would like to support my content, you can do so via Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, linked in the description down below. You can also find in the description links to the NicolaiBolas Discord server, which is free to join, the NicolaiBolas Twitter, my articles, which are free to read, the links to the NicolaiBolas merch store, and all sorts of cool stuff of that nature. So check out the description below for more stuff. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. It was a lot of fun to make. and I hope you enjoyed the viewing experience. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I will talk to you next time.